So if everybody will turn to Luke chapter 19, I'm going to read 29 through 40. And it came to pass, when he drew near to Bethphage and Bethany at the mountain called Olivet, that he sent two of his disciples, saying, Go into the village opposite you, where as you enter you will find a colt tied, on which no one has ever sat. Loose it and bring it here. And if anyone asks you, Why are you loosing it? Thus you shall say to him, Because the Lord has need of it. So those who were sent went their way and found it just as he had said to them. But as they were loosening the colt, the owner of it said to them, Why are you loosening the colt? And they said, The Lord has need of him. And they brought him to Jesus. And they threw their own clothes on the colt, and they set Jesus on him. And as he went, many spread their clothes on the road. And then, as he was now drawing near the descent of the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise God with a loud voice for all the mighty works they had seen, saying, Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. And some of the Pharisees called to him from the crowd, Teacher, rebuke your disciples. But he answered and said to them, I tell you that if these should keep silent, the stones would immediately cry out. Matthew 21, 1 through 11.
Now when they drew near Jerusalem and came to Bethphage at the Mount of Olives, then Jesus sent two disciples, saying to them, Go into the village opposite you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Loose them and bring them to me. And if anyone says anything to you, you shall say, The Lord has need of them, and immediately he will send them. All of this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, Tell the daughter of Zion, Behold, your king is coming to you, lowly and sitting on a donkey, a colt, the foal of a donkey. So the disciples went and did as Jesus commanded them. They brought the donkey and the colt, laid their clothes on them, and he set him on them. And set him on them. And a very great multitude spread their clothes on the road, and others cut down branches from the trees and spread them on the road. Then the multitudes who went before and those who followed cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And when he had come into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? So the multitude said, This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth of Galilee.
Mark 11, 1 through 11. Now when they drew near Jerusalem to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sent two of his disciples, and he said to them, Go into the village opposite you, and as soon as you have entered it, you will find a colt tied, on which no one has sat. Loose it and bring it. And if anyone says to you, Why are you doing this? Say, The Lord has need of it, and immediately he will send it here. So they went their way, found the colt tied by the door outside the street, and they loosed it. But some of those who stood there said to them, What are you doing, loosening the colt? And they spoke to them just as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. Then they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their clothes on it, and he sat on it. And many spread their clothes on the road, and others cut down leafy branches from the trees and spread them on the road. Then those who went before and those who followed cried out, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the kingdom of our father David that comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus went into Jerusalem, into the temple, And he looked around at all the things. As the hour was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. John 12 through 19.
The next day, a great multitude that had come to the feast, when they had heard that Jesus was coming to Jerusalem, took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him and cried out, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, the King of Israel. Then Jesus, when he had found a young donkey, sat on it, as it is written, Fear not, daughter of Zion. Behold, your king is coming, sitting on a donkey's colt. His disciples did not understand these things at first, but when Jesus was glorified, then they remembered these things that were written about him, and that they then they remembered that these things were written about him, and that they had done these things to him. Therefore, the people who were with him when he called Lazarus, wow. Therefore, the people who were with him when he called Lazarus out of his tomb and raised him from the dead bore witness. For this reason, the people also met him, because they heard that he had done this sign. The Pharisees, therefore, said amongst themselves, You see that you are accomplishing nothing? Look, the world has gone after him.
Hugely important that we do take the time to read the 4 accounts. Not all accounts are written in all 4 Gospels, right? But those little slight differences really do help build a complete story. And people will argue, oh, but this is different and that's different. We don't know what vantage point certain people were in. Right. Luke is writing from doing interviews. Yes. He wasn't there.
Right.
Mark was writing down the things that Peter was telling him. We know that from history. And John was there, you know, and Mark. Matthew, sorry. You know, so everybody has a different vantage point. And I don't know who Luke interviewed. There were 12 different men. I'm sure he interviewed most of them. I mean, I don't know with his travels with Paul who he got to meet up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he definitely would have met up with Peter.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and obviously I think he would have run into John. He had to have run into John. But you take those situations, and all it does is it builds, and it should do that. So I hope that this was a blessing, because we really wanted to not talk too much about it. We really want to just give you the word. Do you want to add anything at all?
Nope.
Nate says no. So we just hope that you'll read this on your own as well. So this has been Take Me Deeper. I am Casey Hill.
And I'm Nate Dudley.
God bless each and every one of you.